let's learn how to play Greninja Ex with Froslass. In this video, we're going to go over the deck list, explanation of all the cards, and a gameplay from Pokemon TCG Live. All the timestamp will be down below. Also, if you guys are looking to play the Pidgeot EX version, we already made a video for that, which you guys can check out right over here. Alright, onto the deck list. For the Pokemon, you have 4 Froakie, and make sure it's the 70 HP one. 2 Frogadier, 3 Greninja EX, 4 Snorunt, 3 Froslass, 1 Rotom V, 1 Manaphy, 1 Cleffa, and 1 Radiant Serena. For the supporter, you have 3 Iridas, 3 Arvins, 3 Ionos, 2 Boss's Order, 1 Professor Turo Scenario, and 1 Roxanne. For the items, you have 4 Buddy Puffin, 3 Ultra Balls, 2 Nest Ball, 2 Rare Candy, 1 Energy Search, 1 Earthen Vessel, 1 Super Rod, 1 Counter Catcher, 1 Enhanced Hammer, 1 Hyper Aroma, 1 Forest Seal Stone, 1 TMD Evolution. For the stadium, we have 1 Jamming Tower. For energies, you have 2 Double Turbo and 5 Water Energy. And here's the overview of the deck. Now let's talk about all the cards in the deck. Froakie evolves into Frogadier, then evolves into Greninja EX, which is your only attacker for this deck. For only 1 Water Energy, his first attack, Shinobi Blade, does 170 damage. Plus, you can search for any card in your deck and add it to your hand once you attack. For only 1 energy, that is really good. His second attack, Mirage Barrage, costs 1 Water Energy and 2 colorless. You have to discard 2 energy, but you can do 120 damage to 2 Pokemon. And since we're running Double Turbo, we only need 1 Water Energy and a Double Turbo. And yes, Double Turbo does reduce his attack, so he only does 100 damage to 2 Pokemon. Sometimes if we really need to, we can attack with Frogadier. His attack, Dumbing Water, does 20 damage. You flip a coin, and if it's head, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. If it lands heads, it's a good way to stall sometimes. Next, we have Snorunt, which evolves into Froslass. Froslass is there for the ability Freezing Shroud. During Pokemon checkup, put 1 damage counter on each Pokemon that has the ability, except for Froslass, of course. Basically, after each turn, Pokemon with the ability takes 10 damage. But if you have multiple Froslass in play, the ability stacks. So if you have 3 in play, any Pokemon with the effect will take 3 damage counters each turn. Rotom V is mainly there for his ability. Once you activate it, you get to draw 3, but it ends your turn. This card is basically good for your first turn to draw more cards. Manaphy is there to protect your bench. Cleffa is a really good card to start if you're going second. His first attack, which costs no energy, lets you draw until you have 7 cards into your hand. Radiant Serena is there for his ability, which state once during your turn you may heal 20 damage from each of your Pokemon. It's mainly there against Dragapult. Let's talk about the supporter now. Irida lets you search for 1 water Pokemon and 1 item card and add it to your hand. This card is really good to help you set up your board, or in the late game gets you items that you need for certain situation. Irida would be so good if Greninja EX was a water type. Arvin is very similar to Irida, except instead of getting a water Pokemon, you get a tool and an item card. This is good to get you tools like TMD Evolution and Forest Seal Stone. Iono lets you draw and disrupt your opponent. Boss's Order lets you switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active. Professor Turo lets you put 1 Pokemon in play back into your hand and all the cards attached to it. If your Greninja EX is about to be knocked out, you can use this card. Or it's another way to get a Rotom V out of your bench. Roxanne is there to disrupt your opponent. If your opponent has 3 or less prize, you can activate it and you and your opponent both have to shuffle your hand back into the deck. You draw 6 and they only draw 2. Let's talk about the items. Buddy Puffin, Nest Ball, and Ultra Ball let you search for your Pokemon from your deck. Buddy Puffin can search out Froakie, Cleffa, Manaphy, and Snorunt. Nest Ball is there for Radiant Serena and Rotom V, or any other basic Pokemon. Ultra Ball lets you search for Frogadier and Greninja EX, or any Pokemon you need. Rare Candy lets you skip an evolution, so you have Froakie in play, you don't need Frogadier to evolve into Greninja EX. Energy Search and Earthen Vessel let you search an energy from your deck and add it to your hand. There's no cost for Energy Search, but for Earthen Vessel you do have to discard 1 card. Super Ball lets you recycle your energy and Pokemon. Counter Catcher lets you switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active, but you have to have more prize card than your opponent. Enhanced Hammer is there to get rid of your opponent's special energy. Hyper Aroma lets you search for 3 stage 1 Pokemon from your deck and add it to your hand. This is so good to get out your Froslass as fast as possible. Forest Seal Stone is a tool that lets you search for any card from your deck and add it to your hand, but it is a V-Star ability, so you only use it once per game, and it only works if it is attached to a Pokemon V. TMD Evolution is there to evolve your opponent's Pokemon. Jamming Tower is there to cancel all tools in play, and there's a lot of tools in the meta right now. Double Turbo counts as 2 energy, but the Pokemon that it's attached to does 20 less damage. For this deck, I prefer to go first so you can set up faster, but going second is not too bad. If you have any question about this deck, please let me know in the comments. Alright, let's check out a gameplay from Pokemon TCG Live.
Alright, let's get into our game. We are waiting for our opponent to flip the coin. He choose heads. I would always choose head. So, yep, heads is always the winner. Let's see if he decides to go first or second. Personally, for my deck, I do want to go first, but going second, it's not too bad. Yeah, so they do decide to go first. Let's figure out which deck they're playing. We start off with 3 Snowrunts. Okay, we put down 1. We do have Buddy Puffin to get out more Froakie, and it looks like they're playing some sort of fire type deck. Let's see what their starting Pokemon is. Is our opponent slow playing? Question mark. Hello. We also have a Nest Ball too, which we can get Rotom V, so we can draw more for our turn. And we have an energy to attach as well. So pretty good, decent hand, I would say. But let's say we do set up our board our first turn, but we don't have a supporter going. We will have a really hard time. We do get one mulligan. Professor Turo. Not the worst card you can start with. We have a Monkey Dory, but they have fire energy. Usually you see Monkey Dory in decks like Gardevoir and Blissey. Got rid of 2 fire energy. And it's a Squawk. We still have no idea what they're playing. They must have a really bad hand. They also have a Dark and a Jet energy. Got a Bidoof and Nest Ball. Will we see what deck they're playing after this Nest Ball? And it's Gouging Fire EX, which I don't think it's that bad of a matchup, I would say. Might be like a 50-50. So we're going to put down all our Snorunt, use Buddy Poffin to get our Froakie. I think I decided to take the Cleffa here because I do have Professor Turo, which I'll probably just use it to thin out my hand and put Cleffa in the active. It's also a free retreat cost for Cleffa, so it's pretty good to have it. We're thinning our deck out a lot. We're going to attach 1 energy to the Froakie, which now we can draw 5. And that is great. We got the rare candy. We got Arven, so we can set up more cards. The rare candy can evolve our Froakie into Greninja. And if we do somehow top deck a double turbo, that would be great. So we can do 100 damage to 2 Pokemon. Let's see what our opponent does here. I'm guessing he's going to do some sort of Sada since he does have fire energy in the discard pile. Trekking shoes. What is he searching for? Is it a Sada? There's the Sada, which attached 1 energy. But he still needs the Stadium if he wants to attack with 260. Got the energy booster capsule, which is good because we do have Jamming Tower in our hand. Got the Bidoof. They have 3 cards in hand, so they're able to draw until they have 5. I think they're searching for maybe another Catching Fire with this Ultra Ball. I mean, regardless, his first attack, Heat Blast, does 60 damage. So he will still be able to knock out my Cleffa, which is still okay if he takes a 1 prizer. We're going to try our best to get the prize trade. There's the fire energy discarded. Another Trekking Shoes. It's kind of like a Turbo Gouging Fire deck. Okay, he kills us. Get rid of our Cleffa, which is not bad. We're going to promote the Froakie with the water energy here. What will be our top deck is a double turbo. We are just drawing into everything we can. So we're going to evolve Greninja EX here. Then we're going to use Arven to try to get... I really wanted Hyper Aroma here, but obviously it's prize. I should have checked that earlier when I did Buddy Poffin. So I'm trying to figure out what card to get. I think the best option is the Counter Catcher. And then for the tools, we'll just get the TM Devo because that's the only tool we have. The Forest Seal Stone is in our hand. So he did knock out 1 Pokemon, so we're able to Counter Catcher up any of his other Pokemon to try to knock it out. Which I believe I'm going to try to get the Squawk. Right here, I'm just trying to get another Froakie, just in case. We always want to have multiple Froakie set up. So my mistake here is promoting this Squawk up. And I forgot that Squawk is resistant to fighting, which means I do 30 less damage. I was planning to knock it out, but in my head I was like, dang, I messed up. That's okay. If we're able to get out our Froslass, we will be able to knock it out eventually, which I believe this is why I got Irida, to try to get more, to get a water Pokemon and an item card, which will be Froslass and whatever card I need next turn. And I believe I would probably try to use the double turbo next turn to try and knock out this Monkey Dory, so he can reduce him using the ability to put the damage back into my Pokemon. And then I probably damage the Gouging Fire. I also didn't put down the jamming tower because I feel like they might run a stadium. They usually have the magna basin, so I want to save that for later so I don't get rid of it. I think they're really digging for a fire energy here. Let's try to do 260 damage to my Greninja Ex. He boss ordered me. What Pokemon would he choose? Would he choose the Froakie with the other energy? He choose to do the Snorunt, which prevents me from using the Snorunt's or the Froslass ability to do more damage to all his Pokemon with effects. Now he's down to 4 prize. We're still haven't taken any prize yet. We're gonna use the Irida to try to get Froslass. And I think I clicked Snorunt here by accident. I really needed the Froslass, and then I get the Ultra Ball to get more Froslass. I'm gonna get rid of TM Diva, we don't need that. And then just the boss order. We want to save the Forest Seal Stone for later, just in case we need it. We get the Froslass. If we were able to get 2 Froslass here, the Squawk would die. We would get 2 prize. I'm gonna put down the Jamming Tower, and then I will put down the Snorunt as well. Then we're gonna attack the Monkey Dory and then damage the Gouging Fire here. So I know on TCG Live, you see that it's doing 120 damage. That is incorrect. Pokemon TCG Live is not the most reliable source, so it should be 100 to both Pokemon. But regardless, the Froslass ability would have knocked out the Monkey Dory anyways. And we got a double turbo from our prize, which is really good because we can just keep chaining the Mirage Barrage attack since they don't run Manaphy in this deck at all. They have another booster capsule, but that don't matter because we have Jamming Tower out. They're probably digging for a fire energy, I'm guessing, or even a Sada. They do have the fire energy, but I think they're digging for the Sada then. Or maybe they're digging for a dark energy to use Monkey Dory's effect to get rid of damages on the Squawk ability EX. That way I don't knock it out after he ends his turn. Yep, there's the dark energy. He's gonna move damage. 3 damage counter from one of his Pokemon to one of mine, which I'm guessing will be Squawk ability EX. Yep. He's decided to do it to my Froakie, which is fine. Then all he's doing is 60 damage. Not too bad at all. So yes, we got 3 damage left until the Squawk ability is dead. We got the Iono, so we're gonna put the double turbo down. We're gonna Iono to hopefully hit another Froslass. We did hit an Ultra Ball. I think we'll probably get rid of the Buddy Poffin because we don't need that anymore. And probably the Energy Surge because we already have energies all attached to our Froakie. And we already attached this turn as well. So we evolve our Froslass, which will do with 2, it'll be 2 damage to all effect Pokemon. Of course, we're gonna knock out his Gouging Fire EX that's in the active. And then we're gonna get rid of the Monkey Dory as well. So he can't get rid of his damages. So in this one turn, we took 3 prizes. And once again, it should be doing only 100 damage to each Pokemon. So technically, the Gouging Fire EX should still be alive. And our opponent, just FF. And that is the power of Greninja EX with Froslass.
That is it for this guy. We have a lot more coming soon. But in the meantime, you guys can check out my other videos right over here. If you guys want to stay up to date, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you guys know whenever I post a new video. Thank you.